hope you all are fine in your homes. Okay, today we're going to continue to remember what was the last class about, okay? So we were studying about biodiversity. We saw something about an introduction of biodiversity, okay? Okay. So what is biodiversity itself? So biodiversity is the diversity of living beings in a specific place in a specific period of time, okay? So, and that includes biodiversity, includes diversity of species, habitat diversity, and genetic diversity, okay? Those three are the most essential types of diversity that we have in this planet. So, name an ecosystem with a high biodiversity, the jungle, the forest. Name an ecosystem with a low biodiversity, maybe tundra is an ecosystem like that. So, but why? Why those ecosystems are high or low when we talk about biodiversity? So, depending on the amount of species that we have in an ecosystem, we are going to define if it is biodiverse or not. For example, in this picture, you can see that we have four different species of trees. And in this one, we have the same. In this community too, we have the same. We have A, B, and C, and D, four types of species, but we have something different here. We have like different percentages of these different kinds of living things in one place, right? So we have the variability amongst living organisms from all sources and the ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species and ecosystems. Okay, the amount of biological or living diversity per unit area, that is biodiversity. Oh, in this picture, we can see that we have species richness, when we have the number of different species of living organisms living in an area, okay, like this one. And species evenness, this one right here, community 2, because how they are distributed, abundance relative to one another. We have more of species A, as you can see, this one is A, B, C, and D. We have more of species A and less of species C, B, and D. Again, biodiversity is divided into these three kinds of diversity: genetic diversity, species diversity, and habitat or ecosystems, as you can see. But why is important to know what is biodiversity and what diversity includes? Because from that we can have nature's insurance policy against change. We have to avoid destruction, deforestation, overfishing. That is the thing. Also, is a source of all natural capital. Do you remember what is natural capital? All the things that we can use to make a service, of to use to make a profit. Natural capital can be the woods, natural capital can be water, the energy that we receive from the sun. The way chemical materials are cycled and purified, if we have a more diverse ecosystem, or more biodiversity, we can analyze and have all the cycles and how the planet is purified through the cycles. Also, we can analyze the result of millions of years of evolution, and that is replaceable. Last class, you identified the intrinsic value of biodiversity, you identified the utilitarian value of biodiversity, and the ecological service. What is an intrinsic value? It's the value that we give to nature. For example, if people that lives in close to the mangroves, the mangroves trees are very important for them. Also the shrimp, the crabs, all the living organisms that live there, because they depend on that. Okay, that is intrinsic value, the value that you give to nature, society gives to nature. Then we have utilitarian value. What is utilitarian value? The value that you can get something for. For example, you can get wood for to construct houses. You can get water to make energy. Identify and ecological service. Ecological service, for example, the trees provide oxygen to this planet. That is an ecological service. Maybe plants can give medicine or can be used as um, to make medicine. That is another one, okay? So again, biodiversity is the amount of biological diversity per unit area. Is influenced by climate. That's why we have like 7 or more biomes, and includes species, habitat, and genetic diversity. Again, as a review, we have species richness when we have many different species in one place, and species evenness when we have more than one species in one place, but we have the same amount of different species, right? So, how many different species are? We have many different species depending of the biome, and many more unknown, like in the deep of the sea, right?